Well, hello everybody. I am going to be painting a Canada Day themed rock this time. Um, and even though I'm Canadian, it doesn't mean that I am automatically good at drawing or painting maple leaves. Um, so I am not confident that I can just wing it with some white paint right now. I am using a pencil and I'm going to sketch it on here and erase it as many times as I need to until I feel like it remotely resembles a maple leaf. So you can do this. I'm doing it on I don't know, I guess it's much lighter of a stone than what I normally work on. I do use a lot of really dark stones. So I'm also not going to be resining this one. I'm going to be using a UV gel to coat only a specific portion, and the rest of it's going to be left au naturel. Um, I'm also going to attempt to use resin on just a portion of it. We'll see how that goes. So now that I'm comfortable with my leaf, I'm going in with white paint, just regular matte acrylic white paint that I get from my closest Dollarama. I really like having that matte background to work with because I do find like satin or outdoor paints, they tend to be a little slippery, which doesn't blend well on top of. It kind of moves around. So I like that matte background to work on. So I'm just outlining it. I will erase anything after when it's dry if there's any pencil showing after we're done, which there probably won't be, to be honest, because we're going to be doing a lot in this little visit that we're having today. So I know that um, we have Canada Day coming up in 2 days. So I was trying to get this out much sooner, but life got in the way again. Um, but it is up 2 days before, and hopefully you're able to paint one up for yourself. It's really fun. And then also you can do this with lots of other things. So if you are, um, if you're liking this technique, I'm not really confident that I've done the best job that I could have. I've seen much better when it comes to this form of rock painting. If you saw the thumbnail, you know it's supposed to be a Canadian maple leaf kind of breaking through the stone, the natural stone. So that's what I'm going for. But I've seen people do a way better job. But this was my first time, so um, you can only get better if you keep doing it, right? So if you can think of other things that you want to see me break through a rock, let me know. Like if it's maybe a four-leaf clover or, a heart or something that's breaking through the rock, we can try another one and see if we get better, right? So for this one, I've got 2 coats of white paint. I let it dry. And I'm using a couple of different shades of red. I'm using right now black mixed with berry wine, which is a very deep wine color. And I'm doing the outer edges super dark with that black and berry wine. Then I'm going to be going in over top of that with just plain berry wine and mingling in some apple red and cardinal red as well. Basically, the point is to make it super dark up against the edges, like it's shaded, and then lighten the rest of it up. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do here with y'all today. And I'm wishing all of my fellow Canadians a very happy Canada Day on Monday. I'm really hoping that we have nice weather because me and my 2 beautiful boys are going to go to the fireworks on the water where it looks beautiful. And this is our second Canada Day without my husband, my ex, I should say. So yeah, it's very special for me to be able to still do this with my boys and enjoy this time with them. And it's special because there's always like food trucks and poutine festivals and, just all the people and celebrating Canada Day with us. And it's a lot of fun. So I'll probably share some pictures of that with you guys, maybe on my next tutorial. I already have a couple in mind, but please leave some ideas in the comments, guys, so that I don't go inspirationally dry. I don't like the drought. I feel not creative when it gets like that, and I don't like that. I want to make some fun things with you guys. So as you can see, I just kind of left the outer edges really super dark, and I'm using sponges and blending brushes to get into those little areas. You can just use brushes that you cut down like blending brushes. Please see my blending brush tutorial in the description of every video. And also my fine lining brush tutorial. If you wonder what kind of weird paintbrush I'm using, why does it look like that? The tutorial tells you in like 8 minutes. So it's easy to learn how to do this yourself. So now I've got a layer of berry wine with darker edges, and I'm going in with cardinal red, and then apple red is this top, brightens everything all up. So just a couple of different shades of red, and then also a little bit of black to get that dark outer edge. Now, whatever it is that you're painting, maybe it's I don't know, a mushroom that you're having break through the rock. You just got to darken the outer edges in certain spots, and then you got to highlight the stone itself, which I didn't actually grasp the theory of it all until after I finished my painting. So I know that I could probably do a better job next time. But you just got to highlight certain areas of the stone around the edges and the corners and the cracks. But yeah. And sorry, if you guys hear kids, it's now officially summer. So for the next couple of months, you're going to hear kids in the backgrounds of my videos running and playing. And that to me is a happy sound. It makes me happy. But to some, it might annoy you to hear that background noise. So I apologize in advance. I hope what I'm doing is making sense. Like I'm not really giving many instructions, but I don't really know what to say other than darken the outer edges. And hopefully this will all make sense when we get to the end. I hope. If not, it is still fun to paint, right? It still represents Canada, my beautiful country. Our beautiful country. Please post in the comments where you're from if you're from Canada, and I want to wish you a happy Canada Day. I'm from Northern Ontario, very close to the Michigan border in the States. So I get to see their fireworks on the 4th, which is really cool, across the water, because they're literally right across the river from me, which is kind of cool. What are you going to be doing for Canada Day? Let me know. Is it going to be raining where you are? Do you not like fireworks? I like them, but I don't have dogs or cats that get scared from them and stuff like that. My kids aren't afraid of them. They love them. They think they're beautiful. And every year they get better. So it's still a fun thing for us to do. And they also have donut trucks. That might be one of my favorite things. The fact that you can just go buy a bucket of little donuts with cinnamon and sugar on them. It's so bad for you, but it's one day a year, right? So you can eat like 50 of them. And nobody's going to say anything. That's why they come in a bucket. It's only once a year, I hope. If they were around all the time, I'd be in trouble. That's for sure. So now I'm getting my black paint out. We're going to start getting this looking like it's supposed to. I'm going to finish my Gabby little stories. I'm outlining pretty thick, actually. Like, I'm not fine lining this too much because we want to see that dark edge, okay? So there's a nice thick black outline. And then everywhere you see a point, for this situation, for this, what we're doing, everywhere I see a point, I'm going to kind of make it crack the rock. So I'm just going in and making sure that I have shaded in areas that it's supposed to be shaded around the inside. Once again, I didn't really understand or grasp the concept of this until after I finished the stone. So I didn't do exactly what I would do the next time I make this, or next time I do a rock kind of like this. There's things that I would do differently, but that's all part of our learning curve, right? I know what I would do differently, so I'm just going to keep it to myself, and then I'll make another one at another time, a different one, not a leaf, and hopefully it'll look better than this one. So there's a natural kind of crack or divot in the stone over here, so I'm going to put the cracks around over to that edge. I was going to put my signature on the front of the stone, but I've decided against it. I'm going to just put it on the back. And I'm just bringing some cracks down. Kind of looks like lightning bolts. You do what you want. You put them where you want. You make the cracks go to where you want them to go. I am going to extend them all. Once I figured out where all the cracks are going to be, I do lengthen some of those cracks out. Also, you can make like the edge of your rock a little bit bumpy or wavy like I'm doing now. I'm not keeping like that strict straight line because of course it's rock, right? So it's impossible to really have perfect straight lines cracking. So you can make your outline of the leaf where it's outlined in black, just kind of make it a little bit not perfect. That's what I'm trying to do. So it gets a little bit thicker in some spots and it's less perfectly straight everywhere. And then it kind of looks like it's actually, breaking through the rock. Hopefully. That's the whole concept here. I don't know. If you have tips and tricks on how to do this, there are way better artists out there who have done this before, and I've just never tried it, and it was very interesting to me. So, and Canada Day was coming, so I needed something for you guys. I don't think I did something last year because life was just falling apart completely. So this time I wanted to change it up a bit, but I'm adding gold because I can't resist. So I'm putting a little bit of gold on the underneath as if the light was hitting underneath on this side. I'm using gold, but I'm also going to go in with a little bit of white in some areas as well, right up against that gold to brighten it even more, so that it looks like there's like a light hitting the cracks a certain way, just to kind of give it that illusion of it being cracked. And if I were to resin this whole rock, it would probably take away from the whole illusion. So my suggestion is to leave it like this, leave it completely like this, or you can also use UV resin or UV gel and just do the leaf, which is what I'm going to do. And then later I'm going to try and just resin just the leaf, but that's going to be really hard. I'm going to have to use a very small amount with a small paintbrush and make sure that it doesn't run anywhere off of that area. So I'll have to babysit it for 10 to 12 hours, making sure it doesn't go anywhere. But it'll be an experiment. And you can also buy matte acrylic, what is it? It's like I don't even know. It's a protectant, but it's matte instead of it being shiny. And you can put that on the rest of the rock, and keep that off of the leaf, just to kind of make it seem like it's still rock with that matte look. But it's up to you. It's totally up to you. And this is my first time. So if it doesn't look right, hey, we tried. And that's all that matters. And I had fun, and you have new ideas brewing in your brain. I know you do. I've given you some inspiration. At least I can guarantee that. And now I'm hearing thunder, but I'm still hearing kids laughing and playing outside, so the rain hasn't started yet. So I'm going to try and get this done before my boy comes in, loudly letting me know it's raining outside. So I'm just outlining, making sure everything's cleaned up the way I wanted it to, making sure that everything's lined the way I want it to. I don't know, it kind of does look like this leaf is trying to break through. I don't know. You tell me. Does it look like a maple leaf at all? Come on, Canadians. I'll take the criticism. One side's bigger than the other. This isn't perfect. No, doesn't have to be. So I'm using, this is kind of like UV resin. It's UV nail gel, which you've seen me use many times in order to chrome things and stuff. So I'm using a small paintbrush that never has been touched with anything. It was a brand new paintbrush, and I am painting it on just on the red part of the leaf, so that it's just this shiny leaf that is trying to break through the stone, the natural stone. And I'm going to cook this under my UV light for a couple of minutes, just to make sure it's completely cured. And that's all I'm going to do with it. That's it. That's what it looks like. You'll see it better in a second. So there, it's like this, it's kind of looking like red lava that's bubbling up through a rock in the shape of a maple leaf. I don't know. I would like to do like a glow in the dark one, where whatever is poking through the rock happens to glow. So that's another idea. We'll create something like that. Let me know what you guys think of it. Let me know if you're going to paint one up before Canada Day. Maybe leave it out for someone to find. That'd be cool. There's my son. Yeah, and it was just to tell me that it's raining now. Just like I said. I don't know if I'm psychic or if children are that predictable. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a happy Canada Day and a happy July 4th Independence Day to those Americans out there. See you soon. Bye.